All right, Alex.
What you seeing?
I got 122 flag, 107 front, uphill. I'm excited to share with you.
Hello, friend. My name is Scott Epstein, also known as Scottie the Caddie, and welcome to the Links and Lifestyle Podcast. I'm grateful to be here and thankful that you're taking the time to listen. Special topic this week, the school our kids go to, right here in Hilton Head, baseball program that our son Alex was a part of, just won their third straight state championship. Alex was part of the school's turnaround. So many amazing lessons, highs and lows, have been provided through baseball. Let's tee it up and have some fun. So in 2023 and 2024, Hilton Head Christian Academy built and opened their new location in Bluffton, and he started school there. He was one of a few ball players in their families who sent their kids there. The baseball program was not strong before their arrival, but the groundwork was being laid, day by day, brick by brick, working hard, holding each other accountable, just like life, just like building our golf swing. Alex readily admits now he had the wrong focus when he played baseball. He was very hard to deal with and frankly uncoachable. Is a great kid, but put a lot of pressure on himself. And at times it was a major challenge for our entire family to deal with. We kind of laugh about it now. In 2023, the team fell short in the playoffs. It was a tough season. And frankly, it was a season where the boys did not have a lot of fun. They all put a ton of pressure on themselves. I'll speak personally as a parent. I was never one to put a lot of pressure on Alex or any of the kids when it came to sports. I really wanted them to have fun. Melissa was the same way. But, kids are kids, and sometimes they put a lot of pressure on themselves. In the second year, in 2024, the team had very high expectations and just an okay regular season. The playoffs came and they started, and I simply talked to Alex about forgetting everything. It was his senior year, and just focus on having a moment. Just have a moment. So on that playoff run, one game in particular, he had two really big 2-out run-scoring hits and caught like 5 balls in the outfield. He had some big-time moments. Frankly, all the boys did. And they won that state championship on their home field, and the community of Hilton Head Christian Academy was very excited. Watching Alex play for the last time was incredibly emotional for me. So grateful I was able to actually feel that. There was a time in my life, as I've talked about, where I struggled with feeling things. And it was just incredible. And the finality of it all, which we're going to get to. Who knew that was just the beginning? Alex and other seniors graduated, and over the last 2 years, the program has not missed a beat. Let's merge the last 2 years together for our back nine chat about, you guessed it, high school baseball. They had a coaching change the last 2 seasons, which has been incredible. I personally have been very impressed by the type of young men that are being developed by the school and the staff. Solid, Jesus-loving, caring about each other, holding each other accountable, challenging and inspiring one another. One thing I notice is that every time a new batter is stepping in the box and the on-deck guy is grabbing the bat, they're telling him what types of pitches are coming, what to look for, patting each other on the helmet. Just incredible. Every single guy stepping up to the plate over the last couple of years, I've noticed that. So necessary and applicable to everything we as adults do in our lives. Building up our workplace, building up our family, building up and helping people in our community. We traveled to home games quite a bit, which were only 10 minutes from our house when our schedule allowed it. Wednesday nights were always the best night for me, with Monday, Wednesday, AA, and Thursday, Bible study. And any time on the weekends that they played at home and I could be there, it was must-watch TV for me. Each of the playoff runs over the last 2 years, and Epstein, either myself, Melissa, or Alex, traveled sometimes 3 hours to be there to support the team and get to the game. Many families thanked us. They felt we were their good luck charms, and that felt good. That's not why I did it. Why I did it, frankly, was I was personally getting so much out of going, selfishly. I was learning so much from the boys and so much from the coaches, how inspiring it was for me, once our son was no longer on the team, just to be part of that community. Last year, 2025, most of the playoff games were on the road. A lot of comeback wins. Down early, down late, fighting until the last out. The team always dug deep. Everyone contributed, lifting each other up. It was not always perfect. It was hard. The final game last year was on a neutral field on a Friday night. We traveled up there. The day of the game, one of the boys of a family we're very close with had a seizure and he couldn't play. The teams prayed together before the game. The team pushed forward. Nothing in life is easy. I say it so much in my life now. Choose your hard. Choosing discipline is hard. Pushing through when I or we are tired is hard. We won that game and we're back-to-back state champions. It was incredible. The 2026 team was a juggernaut. They lost one game all season. High-level players all over the diamond. A couple of seniors getting ready to play big-time college baseball next year, one of which was one of the top players in the state of South Carolina and may get drafted this summer. Outstanding starting pitchers. I want to highlight a few things and a few people that I learned a lot from over the course of this spring. The playoff game we traveled to was the site of actually one of Alex's biggest baseball disappointments, and also site of two of the most exciting ball games I've seen in my career of watching not only sports but high school baseball especially. Gwen's boyfriend Tucker was the starting pitcher, and he gave up a home run on his first pitch. We scored one in the first, and they came back, and leadoff guy hit a home run. I was sitting right next to Alex, and we both looked at Tucker, and said, "He's going to shove. He's a tough kid. He's going to be ready." And he pitched a great game. He pitched 6 innings, and he dug deep. He trusted his stuff. He trusted the team behind him, and it was just really cool to see. I learned a lot from that. In our last game, the young man who had the seizure, Stonebird, who I mentioned, had a very challenging second half of the year. We talked about, like I talked about with Alex, we sit with them in church. I said, just have a moment, Stone. Let's just focus on having a moment. And he had 2 home runs in the championship game on the home field after, like I said, having a really tough second half to the season. Persistence, determination. They apply to life. They apply to golf in big ways. And Stone really pushed through that. Toby Kallela and his son, Roman. Roman, amazing kid, was the catcher the last 2.5 years, a great leader on the team. And his father, Toby, was a PA announcer here at our home games. Countless unpaid hours poured into it, created just an amazing watching experience with music, with different reels that were played, things that were done to get into other teams' opponent's skin. He was honored with the opportunity to throw out the first pitch at their last home playoff game a couple weeks ago. It was an incredibly thoughtful gesture by the school and a special moment for all the families and the students he impacted over the years in that role. Just incredible. His impact can't be measured. And just bringing it back to his son Roman, who was caught his dad's opening pitch as a catcher, which was a special moment for them. He came to the school shortly after Alex did, and just an athlete, but just a great kid, an incredible leader, and playing the hardest position on the diamond, catcher. Just learned a lot from him. Just an amazing family. And lastly, Shannon Smith, the school's principal, just a constant in all the games, directly behind home plate, and not just the games, a great servant leader. The growth the school has had, numbers-wise, has been really great to see because of the impact that the leaders and the teachers are having on the kids, and we've just been blessed and honored to be part of it. So what I want to summarize from baseball is there were a lot of different posts and pictures from families, especially the seniors, summarizing their experiences over the last 3 years. And there are some lessons I want to highlight. Time goes fast, and sports is great. 99% of kids play their last super competitive games in high school. So it is emotional for us as parents. It comes and then it ends suddenly. And not everyone wins. Whether it's the NCAA tournament that we're watching or, like I said, our own kids in school, there's a finality to it. Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. But the finality of it, the suddenness of it ending is very real. Learning and growing in life tools and relationships are what is more important. Parenting hard is important. That's one of the things that we do and try to get better at. Being coached hard and tough love is something that sadly exists less and less in society. It's something I love to both give and especially receive, especially on the golf course. Sometimes tough love is the best kind of love, and that is forgotten. The way these boys are coached helps me remember that. As we close this awesome walk around the diamond, on behalf of all the parents and fans of this team's three-peat, thank you, coaches and players, for an unforgettable 3 years of championship baseball. The lessons, the ups, the downs. It's been my honor to be a part of it, and I can't wait for the run for number 4 in 2027. If you're enjoying this podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share on the platform that you're watching and listening to. It helps with the algorithm and all that fun stuff that I continue to not quite understand. Big finish. Win for the week, challenge, Bible verse. Win. Aside from all the baseball stuff we mentioned, we have Haley's high school graduation. Both sets of parents, by the grace of God, are alive. They're well. They're here to celebrate. We enjoy their company. Everyone's happy. Everyone's healthy. It's a joyous occasion. Congrats to not only our daughter, but all the people out there that have seniors and graduations to look forward to. Challenge. Walking in the heat. It's getting hot and humid down here in South Carolina. It takes more and more out of me the hotter it is. But making good choices around food. Continuing with night abs. Stretching. Resting enough. Continuing to provide top-notch service in spite of the heat. And making time with the kids count, especially with June 5th and heading to New Jersey rapidly approaching. And lastly, Bible verse. What I chose this week is from Philippians 2, verse 2. Then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. Takeaways. This really applies to the baseball team, but also to us in life. Like-mindedness. Share a common perspective and focus on Christ, fostering agreement in values and attitudes rather than identical thoughts on every issue. Christ was the center of their lives and who they played ball to honor and glorify. Same love transcends personal differences and is foundational for maintaining unity, chasing a goal together and holding each other accountable. Unity of spirit. This emphasizes a deep interconnection associated with the work of the Holy Spirit, creating a sense of spiritual harmony. The boys move together in the same direction with the same goals in mind, and being led by great men, their coaches. By embodying these qualities, believers contribute to a healthy, flourishing community where love, humility, and cooperation prevail. The school and coaches created this environment for them, and they stepped into it, whether they won or lost, through all the ups and downs. God bless. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.